All right, thank you, Vinny. We still have flood warnings, not for entire counties, just for rivers, and most of these are moderate flooding. We've got moderate flooding that's still going on, Karnes County, Goliad County, also down here around McMullen and LaSalle counties, extreme southern portions of Frio County, and also Dimmitt County. We're looking at a little bit of some flooding still on the river. Matter of fact, this is still major flooding, by the way, on the Nueces. And out in Valverde County, you have got some flooding on the rivers there. But the situation is improving and getting better. All right, temperatures today, I think we'll top out at 96. The average high is 95, just a little bit above that. Record high is 104, and that will set back in 2022. For the year, 24.6 inches. The airport, one of the low totals for the month, 2.9 inches. Of course, there's many locations with a lot more than that for the month. Temperatures today, 96, just a little bit above average. Your heat index not going to be much greater than the actual temperature. We're really drying out. Dew points this afternoon will be in the low to mid 60s, and so that'll yield a heat index of 97. Your UV is 11. We're going to have a lot of sunshine today. Make sure you've got your sunscreen and sunglasses. Temperature right now, 76, close to our morning low. Gonzales coming in at 79, and over around Uvalde, it is 74. Highs today will be in the mid-90s, 96. Dallas-Fort Worth, 101. Wichita, Kansas, 100. Look at Omaha, Nebraska, 100. And Denver, Colorado should hit 100. Some big heat here across the middle portions of the country. We've got a big ridge of high pressure, and that is going to play a factor in what happens with what will probably become Bertha. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. So we've got tropical depression number 2. This will likely be Bertha later on this afternoon, and you can see the drier air kind of getting in here. So this is not the most healthiest of storms, and really a really good mid-level circulation that has finally worked down to the surface. And again, this will probably become Tropical Storm Bertha. Question is, where is it going to head? Well, in response to Bertha, we've got a ridge over Texas. Next couple of days are going to be hot across South Central Texas, 96 to 98. And then there's a big ridge to its east. So here's what I think is probably going to happen. The ridge to the east will force it to the north initially, and then the ridge across the middle portions of the country should push it westward. The European model, by the way, has it just totally shearing apart, and the shear is going to be a little strong coming in here. But I do think a motion to the north and then to the west makes the most sense. Question is, will it hold together? So this is what the National Hurricane Center has. We've got tropical storm watches along the Florida coast, and then a move kind of to the west and west-southwest from there, making landfall along the upper Texas coast as Tropical Storm Bertha on Friday. These are the computer models here, really close initially, and then some kind of deviate down to the south, and that's because of that strong upper-level ridge of high pressure. So so what I think is probably going to happen is this becomes Bertha later on today, gets very close to the Florida coast, and then hugs the coast with that interaction with land, probably not much stronger than a tropical storm, plus there will be some shear, and then landfall upper Texas coast or the mid-Texas coast, somewhere in here. And yes, if that does verify, then Friday, Saturday, we could see some additional rain, but it should move fairly quick. I'll work on that a little bit more coming up in the next day or so. All right, temperatures today topping out at around 96. Lots of sunshine, pollen count, molds are heavy, 5,580 grains per cubic meter. For the next several days with that ridge overhead, it is going to be hot, 97 to 98, and then Friday, 96. And then I've got a little reflection here of Bertha, 20% chance and highs in the mid-90s. Again, I'm going to work on that next week. We'll see those high temperatures in the mid-90s and partly cloudy skies. Okay, roadways.